did you think about when you read the script?
I thought it was interesting and challenging. Um, there's so much that's not on the paper that makes you really wonder what it's going to look like, and that's why I would say it was interesting to finally watch it, because the director, he ran, he was a trailblazer, he was holding the torch, and we were following his lead, and it came out to be an amazing movie. So
How do you prepare for your role?
I actually, that's a good question. No one's asked me that yet. I actually sat in front of my MacBook, and I would open up the photo booth app, and I would just stare at myself while I did my lines, because that's what my character did. Yeah.
So what did you learn about yourself doing this film? What did you come away with on a personal note?
There's just so much. I think working with talented people, working with such an amazingly tight-knit cast and crew that just they knew what they were doing. They had a strong vision. They're so creative and dedicated to their work. That taught me so much. And yeah.
If there's one thing that you would like the audience to take away after to see this film, what would that one thing be?
I guess if I could pick one thing, it would be just I guess self-reflection on what it means, what technology means to us, and how much we use it, and how pervasive it might be, or how useful it might be. Just to have that reflection and that moment of thought where you actually consider the devices that you're using and how it affects your life.
Well, thank you so much. But before you leave the carpet, social media, so we can find you and stay in touch.
Okay, sounds good. What was
social media? What's your social media?
I'm on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah. Michelle Los Angeles.
Michelle Los Angeles, thank you so much. I cannot wait to see the film. Thanks a lot. You find that, oh my God, you see films and you're like, I really want to have that. You must get so much amazing content. How do you shift it all out?
I mean, there's films that we want that we don't get, but also as well as with the increase of submissions, unfortunately we can't play every film. And so a lot of it is coming from our programmers, but also coming to what resonates with our local Los Angeles communities. And again, through our what we want to do is really connect our communities through the media arts, through film, through our artists, through our stories, and we hope we do that every year, especially this year.
And what's the future for this festival?
I think what we're calling a little more cross-connective programming, that we're not just focused on Asian Pacific stories within ourselves, but also how that connects with other communities, other people of color, other stories, other places in the world.
Yeah, our film is called Just a Kid from Seattle. It's a coming-of-age story about a Filipino-American teen who's kind of dealing with the loss of his mother, a little bit of gentrification, and he wants to move away from home, and in one day with his friend, he finds love again for home. Yeah, I think it's an amalgamation of like life experiences I had and like a lot of things that are going on in my city and a lot of other cities where you're having a lot of the culture taken out by bigger entities. And so how do we nuance that story to be palatable? And I tried to make something that's about loving home but still kind of referencing those things.
No, it was a great experience working with these two guys. I'd say it wasn't too far of a reach because like really it's the kid is kind of, he's used to the comfortability of growing up in what some people would call the hood, but it's being attacked on different sides by gentrification, and with the death of his mother coming, it's just not the same to him anymore. So that's why he wants to kind of leave the neighborhood. So as he takes a tour through his hood, he realizes his love for the community again, and like he's from Seattle, and I didn't know that there was this part of Seattle until I did the film. I'm from Long Beach, and I'm aware of that. So for us linking up, it was kind of fate.
I'm from Columbus, Ohio. So, you know, really close to both of those places. John and I have just worked together forever. So, you know, it was definitely cool to address some of the logistics and budget things with this project, but getting to know the more personal aspects of it for both of these guys was always a motivating factor in the whole thing. So
There's one thing I think it's the conversation of what an Asian American man on screen is. I think growing up, there wasn't a version of me or my brother or the kids I knew on TV. There was like Keanu Reeves maybe, and that's not even close. So it's really how do we walk away with a version that's like more like just a regular guy who's ethnically Filipino, who's maybe a little bit edgier. We don't see it a lot. So my goal is hopefully to continue to create that conversation and change the version of what we are. That's it.
You're next.
I agree with that exactly. That's perfect, perfectly stated. I would say the same thing.
I would also say the same thing, but I'm just going to take the opportunity. There was an extra who volunteered for our film. Charles Ray Justice is his name. He was killed. Unfortunate event, homicide over the weekend. There's a GoFundMe page out there. So personally, I'm going to take the opportunity to say, go check it out. Chuck, he was a great guy. He's in the film in Medgar Evers' scene. If you're from Seattle, you know that area. And I didn't know him that well, but seems like an amazing dude. And, you know, we'd love to honor him with this film. So, yeah.
On Instagram, yeah, I'm John A. JONJONAYE.
I'm Carlin James at 917. Follow me there.
Mine's the most obvious. It's Bill Steamboat, at Bill Steamboat. That's it.